WWJ News Time, 10:03. As you heard from CBS News, Capitol Hill officially divided. The 116th Congress sworn in today, with Democrats holding majority in the House, Republicans remaining in control of the U.S. Senate. Joining us on the other end of our live line tonight is Dave Dulio, political science professor and expertise out of Oakland University. A divided Congress, Dave, coupling that with a partial government shutdown. No end in sight.
There does not appear to be an end in sight, and both sides are dug in. Both sides don't appear to be in the mood to make any deals, and we're, in the next few days here, going to be approaching the longest government shutdown that we've had. Once we get past the 3-week mark, that will be the longest shutdown in U.S. history.
Yeah, that's not just partial. That's full shutdown, partial shutdown, fullest and longest in history. Now, moments ago, we heard from CBS that, yes, the House has passed a bill to reopen the government, but we have heard dead on arrival. We're at loggerheads here, as you mentioned, probably for a little bit longer. Now, let's get back to the new Congress. New members of the House, including some from Metro Detroit. We could talk about Alyssa Slotkin making a quick name for herself on the national stage today.
Yes, she, as you know, pledged during the campaign that she wouldn't support Nancy Pelosi for Speaker, and she held true to that today when she voted present on the floor rather than naming anybody, any individual. She says that she wanted to hold true to her convictions, and she did that, at least to some degree, with the present vote on the floor. And it's also important to note that Republicans were quick to be on the offensive and issued statements right after about both Alyssa Slotkin and Haley Stevens, also from Michigan, about their votes for Speaker.
Now, yeah, Nancy Pelosi again elected. We've mentioned that, Dave. I want you to listen to this one bite that she made, this from her speech earlier today.
Our nation is at an historic moment. 2 months ago, the American people spoke and demanded a new dawn.
New dawn, ushering in a Democratic House majority, yes. Will this be a repeat of what we've seen in recent past, divided governments, or is this just a prelude to a new dawn of maybe a divided Democratic Party within the House, as we were just talking about, Slotkin voicing her opinion after running against Pelosi?
Right. I think both of those can be true. As you know, a divided Congress and a divided government in Washington is a recipe for a whole lot of gridlock and not a lot of action, not a whole lot of solutions. But I think it's also important to point out, as you did, the fact that the Democratic Party has got some factions to it now, and you see that on display in the Democratic caucus that's in the U.S. House, and even the freshman class that's coming in that's Slotkin and Stevens are a part of, along with folks like Representative Ocasio-Cortez from New York, a much more progressive Democrat with the more moderate members from Michigan, and that is a dynamic that's going to play out over and over and over again throughout the 2 years of this Congress and potentially further, where Nancy Pelosi, as the Speaker and the rest of her leadership team, could have some tough times trying to please both sides of that, both sides of the spectrum in their caucus.
Dissecting a divided government here with Oakland U's Dave Dulio. It's time for the crystal ball here, Dave. Shake your snow globe and see where the snow settles here. What do you see in the future? How long is this thing going to play out when it comes to the partial government shutdown? I guess by month's end, where do you see this playing?
Well, that's if I had the answer to that, I would I'd probably be playing the lottery right now too. It's really difficult to project. I think that you could see this go on for at least a couple weeks, and I think that it's going to end only when somebody blinks, and it doesn't appear that President Trump or the Democratic leadership is even close to doing so right now.
Dave Dulio, we thank you. Always at the ready he is with Oakland University. Dave, thanks so much for doing this on a Thursday night.
My pleasure. Happy New Year.
WWJ News Time is